Hey, 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 you all comment, like, click, and subscribe. Candace Dirty Laundry. Candace Dirty Laundry. Today is, you guessed it, story time. Yay! Today's topic we will be talking about is how I was almost, I don't know if I want to say the word, but let's say S trafficked. Let's just say it like that. I was in high school. This is way back. This is like damn near like 30 years ago that happened to me. I finished school, right, at my last class, and at the time I used to always take the bus and stuff like that. And I'm waiting on the bus, and then the next thing I know, some lady appeared at the bus stop, and we was having a discussion. She was like, oh, I said, she's like, oh, she's like, where you going? I said, oh, I'm waiting to take the bus home. And she was like, oh, okay, I understand. And she was like, since the bus is taking so long to come, would you like to get in the cab with me, and we'll just drive. I'll just have the cab driver drive you off. Drop you off in your house to your apartment or where you live at. I was like, sure, no problem. I was around 16 or 17 at the time. I was just coming home from school. This is when I was in high school, y'all, on top of it. Yeah, so next thing I know, we waited for the bus and all. Waiting because the bus was taking so long. The bus at the time was taking about, I think I had to wait like a whole half an hour. I think it seemed to me like a half an hour to like an hour. And so from there, I was like, oh, okay. And so we started talking a little bit. We talked for about a few minutes, and that's when she was telling me about herself and telling me how, oh, I'm waiting for the bus as well. That's what she was telling me. I was like, okay. And so next thing you know, while I was waiting for the bus, she was like, yeah. I'll just get a cab. I'll flag a cab down, and I'll just take you to your house, and that's it. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay. But all the way in the back of my mind, it was penetrating, as if to say, suppose this bitch don't even take my ass home, and she gonna take my ass over there, because at the time, where I was going to school at, they had a lot of women over a whole lot of ladies in the nights over there, if y'all know what I mean. Where I was going to school at the time, a whole lot of ladies in the nights. In other words, where I was at changed over the years. It's not even like it was before. It was bad over there. The old New York City was extremely bad. They had so much stuff going on. It was unbelievable. It was like really, really bad. That's how bad it was. All sorts of ladies in the night were walking around. They had the P's walking around. They had the J's walking around. The Jane Does. Everybody was working around at night. It was just a big old mess when I was going to school. New York City was just bad, period. But it's the fact that, what got me scared, though? It's the fact that she was like, oh, I'll take you home. And I was like, oh, okay. And so, all the way in the back of my teenage mind, I was like, something was telling me something was off. Something is off. This lady is up to something. And at the time, I didn't know it like I do now, but she wanted to S traffic me. I can't say the words like I want to say it, because you know how YouTube is. And she wanted to S traffic me. So the next thing I know, child, let me tell you, that damn bus got there. My ass got up on that bus so fast. I told my mother the story one day. She was like, no, she wouldn't have done that. She didn't want to do that. She said, and then she says, how you know that she wanted to do that? Because it's no way in hell that somebody's gonna stand there talking about, oh, I'll make sure that you get home okay. And she was gonna get in the cab with me. She gonna have some. She was gonna have those J's waiting for my ass, so she could snatch my ass up out of the cab. And then she had me all up in those houses, all dressed up, and training me to be a lady of the night. And then I wouldn't have been the bottom B. I wouldn't have been the bottom B at all, because you know that she would figure that, oh, she's a little like that. So I would have been one of them. And if you don't come up with that money, they get the yeah. So my ass got on that damn bus so damn fast. Boy, I just don't know how damn happy I was. Because at the time, I used to constantly take the bus. I wasn't taking the train until I was telling y'all about my friend Lillian. And she was telling me, oh, come on, take the train. Take the train one day, because you always be taking the bus home. That's what I was used to at the time. So this is part of the reason why I used to take the bus home so much, because I wasn't used to taking the train. And at the end of the day, that damn bus was like really, really, really peaceful. So I was more than happy to take that bus home. So I never had a problem with it. So and then after that, and there was another incident, because I'm gonna do 2 stories in one right now, so y'all can bear with me. And please don't forget to well, y'all know what to do. I ain't gonna even say it. One day at one time, I went all the way downtown. I don't know if y'all remember Tower Records. I don't know whether they have one in your neighborhood now or they shut it down, because they used to have one like way downtown. Yeah, so I went there one day. I went up in there. I stayed like all the way until the place closed down. I was just sitting there. I was standing there, looking at records and stuff like that. I mean, I stayed so many hours, and I guess my mother got worried. My mother was about to call the police because he was so concerned and worried and stuff. And I was like, I didn't know it was that serious. I finally got home and got my key out and opened the door. I was like, well, geez. I was like, boy, I didn't realize it was that serious. She started worrying so badly. Because you know what it is? I don't normally be outside. Because when I was younger, I used to always be staying in the house and stuff like that. Because I'm not one of the people I like to go out and stuff. Because I always thought that when you was outside, that all you brought was trouble. Especially being in New York City, and at the time in the 80s, like in the I say about 89 to 90, New York City was bad. I mean, it had too much going on. I mean, a whole lot going on, more than you can imagine. Yeah, so then I stayed down there for a few times because, a couple of hours, because I just wanted to be by myself, like I always am. I normally am by myself because, like I told y'all before, and I'll say it again, also to the newcomers, welcome to my to Kendra Dirty Laundry. And y'all don't forget to subscribe, click, and share, and tell a friend to tell a friend, and also leave a commentary down below, yeah. But yeah, I never had a problem with it. I used to enjoy it, hanging out by myself and stuff like that. After a while, it got tiring, but you got to remember, when you come from a background of pain and trauma and all of those other subjects, you really become really leery of people. You don't want to be hanging out with everybody because you don't trust everybody like you should be trusting everybody. And then I was telling y'all in the past videos that I did for y'all that I don't trust everybody. Trauma, pain, people taking advantage of me. So every time y'all see me, I'm more than likely making videos, and I had to my daughter on here as well. When I went to shopping, she had went shopping with me. Yeah. Either I hang out with her, or I don't hang out with anybody else. I tried hanging out with my upstairs neighbor. She full of shit. She only doesn't want to deal with me only when it's convenient for her. At the end of the day, if you don't want to deal with somebody, don't deal with them. Okay? Don't waste their time, and certainly don't waste your time, because at the end of the day, I can always hang out by myself. I don't need to settle. I just be by myself, and that's that. I don't mind being by myself. I know it gets lonely sometimes, but at the end of the day, at least I don't have to worry about being depressed, because these people that I used to hang out with lead me to depression. Always want to take them. Hold on, y'all. I got my tea over here. I'm gonna drink it. My cup. Y'all. Bow. This is the cold cup that I got from Starbucks like about 3 weeks ago. See, y'all? I think I paid like $3 and change for this. Yeah, so that's what it is. Yeah, and then people used to always be calling me names and stuff like that. Calling me out of my name when I was younger. They used to one day, when I was in high school, I still remember to this day. Some guy, he wasn't really nice looking at all. He had the nerve to say, "Oh, you are so ugly." I looked at him and I was like, "Oh wow, I am." I don't know what it is. He did not offend me when he told me that I was ugly. But yeah. And then another person, I was in the cafeteria or something like that. I don't know what they did. All I know is I was hurt real bad, because I used to have a lot of triggers back then. I was hurt real bad. I remember coming to my classroom. I sat down in my classroom. I just bust out crying. And then people was asking me what was wrong. I almost didn't want to tell them. Because I'm one of them people when I was younger, like I do now. I stayed as myself at the end of the day. Because I don't bother nobody unless anybody bothers me. I'm just a loner and I'm pretty quiet. But shy is what I'm not. So nobody can't say, "Oh, she must be shy," or something like that. I'm not a shy person. It's just that I want to try and be observant. If I feel like it's okay to hang out with you, I watch you a few days to a few weeks, and I feel if it's okay, then I'll do it. But if not, what I'll do is I'll joke around sometimes with you, and then I'll hang out. Then I'll leave you alone. But if I feel like you're a really good person, a really down to earth person, then I'll hang out with you. But other than that, if I feel like there's something that might be off with you, that doesn't resonate with what I do, then I'm not gonna hang out with you. I can't stand that, because I'm not like that. I'm not wild. I'm always stay to myself. I don't do too much. I come home, I relax myself. This is when I was working. Do the same thing over and over again. Come home and relax myself. Go to work on time. Because nobody could say at the end of the day, from that other fucking bullshit ass job that I had over there when I was working for this company, nobody could ever say that I was there late. I work well with others, even though half the time I'd rather not work with none of them. If you ask me, I don't really like the idea of working with anybody. I'm one of them people. When I work, I like to work alone. I don't like working as a team, because you got people with fucking big ass goddamn mouths that are like fucking telling on you, or either they goddamn jealous of you. As to why the fuck they're jealous of you, I don't understand. So right now, y'all, we did like I'm gonna say 2 story times, and then I'm just telling y'all how I used to be when I was younger. That's about it. Yeah, but that's why I don't like. Back to me not like to work with people. It's annoying. And then to make it even worse, is compounded even more, is that you got people that got nasty attitudes and all of that other shit. I'm not one to want to work with people with nasty attitudes. That makes me anxious. That makes me not want to go to work, especially when it's alongside anybody in particular. You know, I can't take it because I'm not a loud person. I'm not what we call what the young people call ratchet. I'm not that. I'm this calm, cool, and collective. But the only thing I don't like about myself, y'all, is I find myself being like too kind, and I'm starting to really notice that shit. So I'm learning how to cut that shit off. At the end of the day, I used to be all like, oh, I'm gonna do this for that person, I'm gonna do that for that person, I'm gonna do this for that person, I'm gonna do this, that, and the other. But I find myself saying, you know what, I'm not doing that shit, because then that's what this is the fucking part that kills me. They see that shit and they take a fucking advantage of it. I used to hang out with this bitch named Maria. Me and her used to live in the same place. Bitch used to come in my room. I mean, she used to hang out with me, come in my house, stealing and shit. When I got money and shit like that, she used to constantly ask me, oh, how much money you have, how much money you have, how much money you have. Me not paying attention, me not being laser focused at the time. This bitch stole my money. Stole my fucking money. How the fuck you call yourself trying to be a goddamn friend and you stealing my money? Another time, I went to her house, because I used to go to her house. I was there in her house. She stole $20 from me. I went to the bathroom when I was in her house. I came out, looked at my fucking bag. Fucking $20 was missing. Why, bitch? Why the fuck would you steal from me? First of all, you call yourself my friend. I was so fucking hurt. And then when at the time, I don't know if money orders are still a thing back in the day. They were a big, big, big thing. I used to get money orders and shit like that. You know this bitch had stole my money order? She literally stole my money order from under my fucking nose. She stole my kid's DVD player. Never paid it back. She lied and said she didn't take it. And then she had the nerve to tell me, oh, you could come to my house right now. Because I'll tell you right now, I don't have your daughter's DVD player. The bitch stole it. She hurried up and got her shit and bounced out of my apartment. Because at the time, we was cleaning up. We supposedly cleaning up my apartment. Because it wasn't like put together like it is now. I just wasn't into cleaning. It's not because I didn't like it. It's because I had the tendency to get overwhelmed very easily. Yeah, so, next thing I know, all right, bye, I'm leaving. I was like, why the fuck is she leaving so goddamn fast? The bitch flew her ass out of here, turned my black ass around. Because the room that I have now, this used to be my daughter's room. Turn that bitch around, and then I looked right next to the fucking TV. The whole fucking DVD player was gone. This is when DVD players were very popular back then. This bitch took that shit and ran the fuck out of got the hell out of Dodge. I looked back and that shit was gone. The only reason, y'all, why I didn't say shit to her is because I wanted validation years ago with a friend. I wanted so badly to be friends with somebody. I was willing to overlook my mental health so that I could be friends with her. I was willing to overlook it. And so that's why she stole from me. Then after that, I got up enough nerve to ask her, why would you take my kid's DVD player? Before, I didn't say shit because I was overlooking the shit. I knew that she took the money. I knew that she took the DVD player. I knew that she took my, what do you call those? Those, I forgot what you call it. Those checks, but not checks. Money orders, that's what you call them. I don't know if they're big now, but back then they were big. Because, you know, we didn't have all of that shit like that we do now on the cell phones. We didn't have Venmos and shit like that. We didn't have Venmo. We didn't have Zelle. We didn't have all of these other apps, WhatsApp and all of that good shit. We didn't have that back then. So yeah, that was the thing back in the day when you went to the post office, you got yourself a goddamn money order and you paid your damn rent and shit like that. Now you just write a damn check out or some shit like that, or you do whole fucking auto pay. This bitch stole my fucking money, and then from there, we talking about people that used to find it very fascinating to get over on my ass. I had somebody that stayed over here for a couple of months. That bitch was stealing from me too. Called himself taking the last of my money, and then he knew I had to pay rent and shit with that. Took that shit away from me. Again, I'm trying to overlook the shit. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with me back then. The people were just taking advantage of poor Kendrick, just left and right. So now I have to be on my P's and Q's. So that means if I find myself wanting to be by myself, because that's what I want, because I'd rather be alone and happy than deal with people that I know are full of shit and miserable. I'd rather do this instead of that. I can't do it anymore, you know? People walking all over me. That's why I always say what I say about certain people. You try to help people, they take advantage of you. I can't do it anymore. I got to the point where I don't even want to help anybody anymore like I used to. I used to be so quick to help people because I wanted that validation so bad, because like I said, I suffer from a lot of trauma and hurt and pain from years and years ago. But yeah, but now it's like I'm on my P's and Q's, and 9 times out of 10, if I'm by myself, I always know that I could be happier instead of dealing with somebody that don't want to deal with me. They want to deal with me on their own time, or when they find it necessary to deal with me. That's why I don't want to be bothered, and that's that. But that's my 2-in-1 story time. And then I also told y'all about how people taking advantage of me over the years, and this is where I'm at now. That is the reason why. So this is gonna be titled 2 story times, and I don't like people taking advantage of me, and that's it. Okay. All right, y'all. All right. TTYL. All right. Bye.